Coming to you here from the UJ Rescue Simulation Center. As you know, that they were really part and parcel of that rescue operation in Mozambique in light of the torrential rains that devastated the infrastructure and displaced the people. But let's hear from the rescuers. I'm going to start with you, Konya. Obviously, I mean, quite a very colossal task. And take us through to that experience, really at the coalface in Mozambique.
So we arrived in country in Mozambique on Wednesday last week, and we hit the ground running. It was important for us. We had been on standby in South Africa to attend to the Mpumalanga and Limpopo floods, so we were quite well prepared. But we wanted to make sure that we tied in with the local authorities and we hit the ground running. Our initial deployment was in the Maputo province, and we tied closely in with the Gaza province, which borders it. The road between Gaza province and Maputo had been washed away, meaning that the only available way to rescue people and to move people was by helicopter. As we went up to that region, we worked in the JOC, which is the Joint Operations Center area, where the helicopters were based. They'd been there a day before us, working with some of the communities, but when we arrived, they wanted to make sure that we could start evacuating and rescuing people that needed it as quickly as possible. There were a number of displaced Mozambican nationals that had already been moved close to where we had been working, so we got an idea of especially when we took off, the extent of the flooding within the region. When we went to the cyclone Idai in 2019, it was very similar. From horizon to horizon is just floodwaters, and then these little pockets of where people are congregating on the roofs of homes, 40, 50 people on a school roof, waiting for evacuation and rescue. We work closely with the South African Air Force and other pilots from other organizations from South Africa that are highly skilled. It was a seamless operation to evacuate all those people as quickly as we did.
And also, Zeva, to bring you as well into this conversation, you spoke a lot about the importance of regional cooperation to make sure that aid is able to get through as fast as possible, especially now because it's a very desperate situation here.
So it's one thing to have tons and tons of food, to have fuel, to have aircraft, trucks, boats, but to actually get it to all work together is what really matters. So to try and remove those stumbling blocks across the way, trying to get things across the border, to move things through various entities requires a cooperation of various authorities. And, I would just always like to appeal to those authorities in their positions to be mindful of the people for whom this aid is destined, that this is going to keep people alive. It's food, it's medicine, it's vital, and that we are seeing that cooperation, and it is great. But there's always room for improvement. So as we go further, there is still a large need for humanitarian relief within Mozambique, and I do appeal to all these authorities to keep up this cooperation and to work together to see that this aid gets to where it needs to go.
Certainly. And of course, Connor, you spoke about the number of the people that were rescued, 450. So that's a massive number, mentally, psychologically. What does it take for you to make sure that you're able to get there and make sure that you rescue these people who are very helpless in this very awful situation?
We obviously rely heavily on our team. We've a significantly experienced team that we went with. Although a small mission group, only a team of 6, they were able to deploy on those aircraft very, very quickly. To make the most impact and get to those people as quickly as possible, you have to have the right asset at the right place at the right time. And coordinating, as Xavier said, within the country with all the different role players is essential. But not only that, it's also your training. I think certainly in the rescue centre we have great facilities for training. We hope to see people from all around the country come train here. But it's got to do with getting the right resource to the right place at the right time. And then you make the biggest impact.
All right. Thank you so much indeed for that. Maybe just to wrap up, Xavier, I mean, just coming back to the issue around the imminent rain still expected in Mozambique, just your experience there. I mean, a very precarious situation. I mean, this is a country that has been subjected to these awful weather conditions and obviously having an impact as well in terms of the livelihoods in Mozambique.
No, it is truly devastating. Official figures are in the hundreds of thousands. I believe over 300,000 people displaced and affected. And you hear these words, impacted, displaced. And what that really means is you've lost your house. You live hand to mouth, you're growing your own food, you've lost your food, you've lost your livestock, you've lost your livelihood. You've left with nothing but the clothes on your back. So it really is truly a humanitarian disaster. And the thought of more rain coming and now entering cyclone season, we do pray that there is no more severe weather events because, you know, the country has suffered greatly